Thank you. This is Monty. Once again from DPL Surveillance Equipment. We're a full-service surveillance and security equipment company of lifetime guarantees and warranties on all the products. Significantly large video library, significantly large and rich articles directory. Go to our website, take a look at our video library and the articles directory. Take advantage of the rental program in addition to the layaway program. Finance your favorite spy gadgets and products by putting them on layaway or use the rent-to-own program as a rent-to-own program as well. Check out the anti-terrorist products, the X-ray baggage scanners. You can buy explosive detectors, narcotics detectors, and including X-ray baggage scanners. And the latest new offering is the ability to rent X-ray baggage scanners. So if you're in and around Los Angeles area, greater Los Angeles, give us a call and we'll see if we can hook you up with renting X-ray baggage scanners as well. Now, today's session is, give us a call, 888-344-3742. That's 888-344-3742. If we can help you getting your hands on state-of-the-art law enforcement grade bug detectors, nanny cameras, GPS trackers, audio bugs, you name it, voice recorders, video recorders, body worn hidden cameras, give us a call and we'll be glad to help you out. Now, this particular session entitled The Economy's Stupid. No, really, it's called The Economy's Stupid. All the way on episode number 18. Now, we don't want to insult anyone's intelligence, so we're calling it The Economy's Stupid, but we have to remind you guys, this term was coined, I think, or made popular by Bill Clinton way back when he was in office. He reminded the general public that a number of things that were going on had more to do with the economy, the big cyclical issues that we didn't have as much control over. So he wanted to remind people, don't panic. Don't change too much in the way you operate or what you do on a day-to-day basis when in actuality it had more to do with the economy and the big business cycles and such as compared to anything that you could affect on your own. So anyway, this session talks about some of the current things that are going on in the economy and how it may be impacting your business, your personal life, etc., some of the decisions that you make. So what's going on in the economy today? That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. This economy is screwed, okay? To put it, this economy is so screwed, you guys. I don't even know how to put it. I'm trying to sugarcoat it or water it down or something. I thought about it at least. But, you know, the more I look at what's going on with the economy and some of the big picture structural changes and different things that we're going through, the more I have to come to the conclusion that there's going to be some issues. There are going to be a lot of people that are going to get hurt and that are hurting right now. And there's absolutely nothing that we can do but try to minimize the transition that we go through. Sometimes, you know, you get in front of this big wave and you don't want to fight it too much. You just want to prepare and get pushed around a little bit and try to minimize the impact as compared to avoiding. You can't avoid this particular train, this wave that's coming, and it's gonna impact some people. But how it impacts you is based upon you taking some precautions. So what can we do? It's a good question. First of all, what are we up against? We're up against a monetary system and fiscal policy of the United States that is executed by the Federal Reserve and central bankers all over the planet. They all play by the same rule book. Basically, print money, control, manipulate interest rates, control and manipulate the distribution of money and working capital and finances so that, you know, this person gets it, the other one doesn't. These areas get investment and financial resources, and the other ones doesn't. This group of people are privileged over that group of people. In other words, we're seeing very blatant examples, and usually This shows up in the class action lawsuits and the settlements and how much companies pay. For instance, I've been publishing a lot of information on settlements by HSBC, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank, you name it. These financial institutions have been caught left and right doing discriminatory, predatory lending, rigging LIBOR, the interest rates that pretty much dictate major decision making when it comes to car loans, house interest rates, mortgage loans, how they're priced, credit card loans, interest rates. A lot of these are dictated by LIBOR, LIBOR. It's basically a global type of interest rate mechanism that comes out of a handful of banks who've been busted, caught colluding. They call each other early in the morning and they tell each other, let's set this interest rate at what we want it to be so we can maximize the amount of money that we make. So anyway, they got busted, lo and behold, right? And certain low-level individuals were identified and they get terminated or dismissed. But of course, none of the big honchos go to jail. Anyway, the effect of this, how does this affect you? Well, we're dependent upon these interest rates and these loans to determine what we're going to pay in the way of finance charges on the credit cards and home loans and car loans, et cetera, et cetera. So what you need to do is pay off your debt. Get out of your debt one way or the other. Okay? Sacrifice as much as possible, you guys. Get free and clear of debt. Okay? I've always minimized my debt to pretty much close to zero as much as possible. That's what we need to do. We need to make absolutely sure that we don't get caught up in this trap of paying more money to these guys who are manipulating every benchmark interest rate, mechanism, you name it. They've been taking advantage of us for a long, long time. So get your debt taken care of and then invest in some things. Maybe take a look at reorganizing your portfolios so that you have some cryptocurrencies. I actually think a lot of these cryptocurrencies, even the ones that have been selling off lately, as of the time that I made this podcast, a number have been affected by the pessimism and the fear and the FUD that's been going around. But actually it's the big giant whales or big traders scaring out the little guys so that the big guys can scoop up as much cheap shares as possible in various cryptocurrencies, in that area. So make sure that you get your money from your low performing or no performing IRAs and 401ks, put it into cryptocurrencies, get your positions, stay put, keep those things locked down, put your private keys on Trezor and Nano Ledger wallets and such, where no one can take your Bitcoin and your cryptocurrencies away from you. And be prepared because the United States is falling apart rapidly. This thing is unraveling. And the way I can tell mainly is because everybody's coming after us, right? The few people who have money, guess what? The stupid government, either it's the franchise tax board, the state board of equalization, or the stupid credit card issuers and banks, they're coming after the few people who have just a little bit of money left, right? That kind of tells me they're desperate. The things that they're coming after me for, trying to scare me, are so petty, it's ridiculous, right? I've caught the state board of equalization line, I caught the franchise tax board line, and that just indicates that these guys are getting desperate. Tax revenues and tax receipts are way down. Taxpayers aren't making very much money, so they have very little to report, and when they do report, it's in such low numbers that compliance is way down. When the governments don't get much in the way of tax receipts, they can't do the things that they like to do. Even the wasteful spending, that's more difficult when you don't get very much in the way of tax receipts from your citizens. So the shit is unraveling and it's falling apart. IRS can't push people and prod people and intimidate them enough to get enough money coming in. The money is just not there. So we have a major problem as far as that's concerned. Funding government, funding services and everything is becoming a very, very critical issue. Malls, I can't say enough about malls closing down, stores closing down. You're going to see so much empty space in the way of malls. And people are going to have to really think of some creative ways to put that property to use. I'm thinking about maybe entrepreneurs can get funding either in the private sector by the way of initial coin offerings or something. Google ICO or initial coin offering and see whether or not that's something you can take advantage of to get, like a Kickstarter almost, but you can get tons of money into your new business concept or idea. Try to come up with something legitimate. There's a lot of tomfoolery and a lot of scam artists and different people in this space right now who don't have a business model or concept or anything, material. But it doesn't mean you have to do that. Come up with an idea, come up with a concept, do an initial coin offering, and let the whole world finance your business venture. And that way you can actually return money to your shareholders and investors and make yourself very wealthy and also serve your customers in a meaningful way with this new fundraising mechanism. So anyway, that's what we need to do in the malls that are going to become vacant. Those need to be turned into incubators, accelerators, and such, so that we can, use them to as meeting places where we can again work with entrepreneurs and mentors and even investors to see if we can get some business ideas off the ground. Either it's going to be funded privately, or if worse comes to worse, we'll use the government or something to help us out. But if we do it privately, we won't have to worry about all these idiots sticking their nose in our businesses, telling what we can do and what we can't do. So, but anyway, the economy is going through some very significant changes. Your dollar is not worth much at all. It's worth pennies. It takes too much money to make money nowadays with the dollar. Get your money out of the dollar if possible. Take a look at the idea of protecting your money so when you travel and such, you don't have to worry about being beholden to the United States. Get your dual citizenship or your dual passport or something. Just in case the shit really hits the fan, you can take your money and either send it to the country where you're going to be, even if it's only a temporary residency over there, wherever it is, outside the United States. But your dual passports and dual citizenship is going to really come in handy, and those numbers are up dramatically. So you want to know why, and you want to know what's so attractive about having dual passports and dual citizenship for those people that are doing it. There's a reason. So find out, do some research, see what's going on, and try to make sure that you're not stuck here when everything hits the fan. Because they're going to be confiscating. The government seems to be hell-bent on seizing accounts. There was a major Bitcoin exchange called Coinbase where the government, through the IRS, came in there and tried to pretty much seize all the accounts and get access to all the records, all the transactions, and force people, even these people who basically don't have very much money at all. They're just small-time investors, right? They don't have very much at all, but Coinbase was compelled through the IRS to turn over all the records, right? It's like, wait a minute, the big money is not at Coinbase. The big money is actually somewhere where it can be tracked and traced and monitored. Okay, the big fish are the Apples and the Microsofts and the Facebooks and those guys. They know how to hide money. Okay, that's where a lot of the money, the real money is. Not to mention the hedge funds and some of those guys, the artists and the people who collect artwork and all that. They know how to launder money and get money transferred from one asset to the other without being tracked and traced and all that. So anyway, some of the other strategies include working in the crypto sphere. Learn how to do Solidity programming. If you're into programming at all, Google Solidity. See if you can work for this new cryptocurrency platform called Ethereum. That's going to be employing a lot of people. Cyberspace as well, cybersecurity space rather. So learn how to do fraud detection. Learn how to do cybersecurity related things in that space. And above all, if you have any developer skills at all, apply it to Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. You will make untold amounts of money, okay? There is hardly any Ethereum developers who are not a millionaire, okay? It's hard to find. So if you can program and be a developer in the cryptocurrency space, Do it and do it now and polish up your skills, and you will dictate how much you will make, and you will be a millionaire. If you're not already in that space, you will be doing very, very well. So those are some of the things we want to take a look at. But this economy is stupid. I hate to be so pessimistic about the direction, overall direction of the economy, but the good news is the old economy is dying out, and the new digital economy is taking over. It's going to be a bumpy road ahead, but let's prepare. Traditional banking is dying out. Branches are going to go by the wayside. Walking into brick and mortars financial institution, that's going to go the way of the dinosaur. And payments and money is going to fly around from country to country, person to person, directly between me and you and back and forth. And we won't involve so many intermediaries. They've been sucking money out of the economy for so long. So that's going to free up a lot of capital. There's only $50 to $70 billion that are made by Visa and MasterCard and those guys every year, sucking us dry in terms of processing these transactions or whatever. Intermittence, the same thing. If you can figure out how to apply your skills to ease the burden of intermittence, remittances, Remittances are when people send money from one country to the other. If you can get involved in that space and do some developing and work on, again, Ethereum, Bitcoin, or some of the other cryptocurrencies, Litecoin or whatever, but just make sure you learn Solidity as soon as possible, that programming language. Anyway, my battery's getting low as I walk around my 5-mile walk here in the on this trail here. So I'm going to leave it there with you guys on this version of Is the Economy Stupid, episode 18. If you need bug detectors, X-ray baggage scanners, narcotics detectors, nanny cameras, listening devices, digital voice recorders, digital video recorders, etc., give us a call, 888-344-3742. That's 888-344-3742. Share this with a friend, relative, enemy. I said friend, relative, or enemy, I don't care. Just share it with someone. Let's see if we can help to make the world a more equitable place. Have a good day. Bye.